Well, we're back again with the Ducks Quack Show. We got quite an all-star crew this week. We got three players from the first year of the Dallas Ducks, and we have one incoming Duck. We tried this last week, and it worked out really well. I'll go through with the introductions. We'll start off again, as usual, with head coach Shaun Falzone. How are you doing this week?
Doing good. Thank you very much.
Good. And assistant coach and first-year Ducks player, Rohde is here too. And welcome to the show, Rohde. It's good to have you back. You were on a few weeks ago too.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Some other former Ducks. I got to pull up my notes here. Brian Holappa from Lake Zurich, Illinois, now in Michigan, I believe. Am I right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I wore this in your honor too. This Red Wings thing. I know.
I can't see it. What is it? Is it a Red Wings shirt?
Yeah, it's a Wings jersey.
Perfect.
Rich Wings T-shirt. Graduated from Lake Zurich High School, and then I think there might have been a couple seasons before. Did you come straight from the Lake Zurich High School to the Ducks?
I graduated high school in 2010, and then I played a year juniors for the Palm Beach Hawks in Florida. And then
really?
my second year of juniors was with the Ducks. So.
Oh, okay. So that must have been kind of cool for you because that first season with the Ducks, we ended up going back to Florida for a bit. So you got to see some old friends probably.
Yeah, I saw some old friends, and even during the summer, we did the Chowder Cup with Frank Scarpacci and the Florida Eels. So
that's right. Yeah.
I knew a lot of those guys down there.
Great season with the Dallas Ducks. Definitely a very physical, hard-nosed player. The way I remember it, you had a long fuse, but every once in a while it seemed like you got to the end of it, and you usually made somebody pay for that.
Yeah, I set my personal record for fights that year, that's for sure.
With us tonight, Adain Verbeke, a 93 from Elmwood Park, came straight from Fenwick High School, where I believe you had a rivalry with a defenseman named Tyler Peckham. Am I right?
Yeah, it was kind of one-sided with New Trier always cleaned up pretty well in high school hockey. So we'll call it a rivalry, but I don't know if he would. But yeah, it was funny. And then end up sleeping 5 feet away from him after coming to the Ducks. So.
Yeah, that's great. And you were the player of the year with Illinois in your final high school year, weren't you?
I was named all forward, like first team all state, but player of the year was actually Nick Albergo, who ended up
Nick Albergo. Yeah, that's right.
For the Ducks the next season. Yeah,
he did.
From York High School. So yeah.
So you played the 11-12 season with the Dallas Ducks, 37 goals, 39 assists, 76 points. Like Brian, you were tested once the other players found out you were the player to go after. You were harassed a little bit and usually answered the bell. 76 points and 74 penalty minutes. Pretty awesome season. And I don't know if you're aware of this, Adain. That is still to this day the single season scoring record for the Dallas Ducks. So congratulations on that.
Oh, wow. I do not know that. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
And that's the answer to a trivia question. You played 2 more years at junior and then went on to a nice 4-season run with SUNY Brockport. Last 2 as a team captain. What have you been up to since then, Adain?
Yeah, so just back in Chicago right now.
Okay.
Stuck in my apartment working from home like most people, I think. After Brockport, came back home, got an apartment with my girlfriend here, so who I met at college. So just trying to stay busy and not go crazy during this weird times. So.
Yeah, I can understand that. Brian, also a nice college run. I believe you played straight out of the Ducks. You went to spent a year at Rutgers. You could have played another year junior, but it looks like you opted to go straight to college. You played a year at Rutgers and then moved on to Iowa State, which, by the way, we just had a player from last year's Ducks team, Styler Sturm, signed at Ohio State too, so a little bit of a connection there. So 4 seasons for you, and then the last couple seasons as a coach. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Oh, no, yeah, I was just going to say, I went to Rutgers for a year. It wasn't quite the right fit for me, so I transferred to Iowa State, and that was definitely the best decision I ever made. So
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that for Tyler. He seems to be pretty excited about going there too. Another connection, you are now the assistant coach at Rochester College in Michigan. And when I was looking through the roster there, I saw a very familiar name. Robbie Meadows was a goaltender for the Ducks for 2 seasons. So, he had a really nice run with us too.
Yeah, so actually I just finished up my 4th season, and as of now, it looks like that's probably going to be my last season coaching there for the time being. Got to take a little bit of a break. Got a lot of things going on in my life. But, yeah, I had Robbie for 3 seasons, and he's a great guy. He's a coach's dream, just does everything right. Great locker room guy. He's awesome to be around. So
he was the one thing I always remember with him with the Ducks was, a lot of goalies are really like you don't want to go near them before a game, and Robbie was pretty much the opposite of that. And in the warm-ups, if he stopped a shot, it was usually because it hit him. He was he pretty much wasn't not a warm-up guy. He didn't like it, but it didn't matter in the games at all.
Our goalie coach used to cringe during warm-ups because he didn't drop to his knees one time. He would just stand there, like you said. The puck hit him, it hit him, but he wasn't moving for it.
Yeah, it was crazy because he was with Selly, who you remember, John Selly Hansen, who was very particular and very, he was very set in his ways. And they became best of friends, but their goaltending styles were very opposite. So that was it was something I always remembered. So what else have you been up to since hockey then in the last couple seasons?
Yeah, I mean, so I graduated Iowa State in 2016 and up and moved to Michigan right after I graduated. My parents still live in Illinois, but no offense to most people on this call, I did not want to move back to Illinois. So I made the decision to just move to Michigan and been working here, like I said, coaching for the past few seasons and just still playing hockey as much as I can. I'm in a couple different men's leagues. So
great. And Rohde, some great memories from you, I'm sure, from that first season. You came in after Christmas. We spoke a couple of weeks ago, but it must be kind of neat to see some of your old line mates here.
Yeah, actually, me and Brian shared a room back in the Dells.
Oh, that's great.
Watching Step Brothers every night.
Yeah, there's a few stories there.
Yeah.
It was definitely an interesting season. Lots of we had the captain, the Hoviak, on last week. Very much like you, by the way. Couldn't wait to get out of Illinois, Brian. And he had some great memories too of they all come flooding back now. Seeing you guys on here every week, it's great to have you. And we do have a newcomer as well. We didn't mean to leave you hanging there, Anthony.
No, you're good.
Welcome to one of our new young players on the Dallas Ducks, an 03. So many years of eligibility with the Dallas Ducks, native of Prosper, Texas. Knows the coach quite well, from what I understand. And last season played for 3 teams, Anthony, the Texas Warriors, Prosper High School, and then a bit of a cup of coffee with the San Jose Junior Sharks, too.
Yeah.
A lot of hockey.
Yeah, it was a lot this season.
And it looks like most of the teams you played for were teams that we talked about it with Mitch last week. They were teams that faced a lot of rubber in games, and that was something that you really relished, it seemed like.
Yeah, with my travel team, every game was a high number of shots. Along with my high school team, the Sharks team, I would say was the only one that I didn't really get lit up as much, but that was only a few games. So, but yeah, it was the majority of my teams were high shot games.
Yeah, and that's something that good goalies really like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe your style in goal?
I feel like I'm like a scramble goalie. Like when there's a scrum in front of the net, the puck usually either pops or I can somehow find it and cover it before the other team can get to it or put it behind me. So I feel like I'm very good in scrambles and I play the puck really well, and I'll come out to the blue line and play a puck, try to beat somebody there to it.
Wow. That's a unique, I've never heard somebody describe themselves as a scramble goalie, but that's something that's really going to work out well, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And you've already met the other two goalies, and it seems like you're already kind of forming a
Yeah.
nice little bond, the three of you.
We all get along really well. It's even with that age difference, it's still everyone's a teammate there, so everyone gets along really well.
Okay. Now I got to ask you because I remember on your questionnaire you said that you'd wanted to play for the Dallas Ducks ever since you were very young. Do you remember these guys? Any memories that you have of these three guys playing?
Not memories that I remember perfectly, but I remember watching them play and being in that giant house with all of them and screwing around with all of them all the time.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. They had, I think that first season we had two houses that had 8 or 9 players in each one. Wasn't that right?
Yeah, we had a few. We had 3 houses. We split the players among 3 houses, and of course, the house that I stayed in had the most, which is 2 out of the 3 players sitting there. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, we had a few people in that house.
Okay.
Yeah, I was down the road, not at the big house. I was a little off at the Springbrook houses with assistant coach Jake. So
You were with
That was
Jake
fun,
at
too.
Springbrook. Okay.
yep.
Your house was not at Springbrook, Coach?
No, we were more by Kirby, so we were down outside of town.
Oh, okay.
Still in town, but more by the Walmart over there. Is the best way I can put it. Yeah, we're down from Walmart, and we had a giant house, a beautiful house, right in the middle of the woods, where the guys could run wild and have a good time. And of course, some of them enjoyed the woods more than others, but it was it ended up being a good time. And the boys kept the house clean and respected, and we loved it. It was a blast.
Any great stories from that? I just love hearing the stories. We were doing that last week too. I remember that the first road trip was pretty exciting. You guys remember rolling into Isanti into that? It was our second game. We rolled in on a Saturday, and it looked like half the town was there waiting for us.
Yeah.
Well, I got
I
beer
remember
poured on that game.
Yeah, I got a cup of cheese thrown at me from when I was in the penalty box. So that was pretty fun.
You know, I've heard that a couple times. That's a crazy thing. I don't know what that is. I guess because they thought we were all from Wisconsin.
Well, hey, I did meet the lady who threw beer on me after I started helping that team out a little bit, so it was kind of fun. But
Yeah.
at that time, I told her next time to make sure to yell up so I can look up and you can pour it in the mouth. But that was it. Yeah, Rohde got traded to that team.
We were just lucky enough to play, I think, in their first home game, which I don't know if anybody remembers this, but their first home game every season was just crazy. And their fans were pretty vicious and made it pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, them in Rochester.
Rochester, yeah, they always had big crowds.
That's an understatement. I don't think the new boys, the new boys going to juniors will never have that experience. Like Rochester has a team now, but it's not the same as it was back when we played. You pull up and there's 1,000 or 2,000 fans in the stands, and they're booing you and they're yelling at you and getting behind you in the penalty box and standing right behind you on the bench. It's a different world change.
Yeah.
A full laser light show as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, over the years, we developed quite a rivalry with that team, like maybe even more so than that first year. What about in college? Was there any big rivalries that you had that kind of rivaled the junior stuff?
That's you boys. Anything for you guys?
Yeah, I'll jump in. One of the big ones that jumps out is Oswego, SUNY Oswego.
Okay.
They have it's basically a D1 arena. They're the big dogs on campus, and you could tell a lot of their funding from the school goes to the hockey team. So very much a one-sided rivalry when I was there, but it was really awesome playing there. So yeah, they're breathing right down on you like it was in Rochester. So.
Okay. Now you guys, you said you're back in Illinois, Aiden. Do you get to the Dells at all?
No, I haven't. Not recently. The first couple of years, I stayed in touch with a good amount of the guys.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Pekka and Gavin, who was our fourth goalie, who I lived with. And then Billy Warren, I still kept in touch with as well, who was my line mate pretty much that whole year.
Yeah.
And Mike Argerius, RG, I still play men's league with him now.
Oh, good.
And yeah, so as soon as I graduated college, he hit me up. So I'd say that's the one guy who who I've stayed in touch with the most. Yeah, I see him pretty much when we used to be able to play men's league, but he lived with me at that Springbrook house. So yeah, a lot of connections, but would definitely be looking forward to that alumni weekend. That looks like we're trying to throw together
good.
sometime in September, October, I think it was.
Yeah, it would be great to have all of you there because just the great memories, and there's some other great players that have come along too. But over the last couple of weeks, we've really been kind of celebrating that first season. So just a lot of fun doing that. And I know Brian, you've already said that you're interested in coming back for that alumni game too.
Most definitely, I would love to see everyone again. Unfortunately, I don't really keep in touch with too many guys. Just social media here and there.
Yeah.
The one guy that I was really good friends with my entire life growing up, Matt Rohde and I were best buddies, but he's not really a big social media guy. So I got to be honest, I have no idea what he's doing these days.
Wow. Yeah, Matt, he was a great goalie too. He was another one. He seemed like one of his biggest goals was to drop the gloves with somebody that season. He always was trying to talk somebody into going.
He wanted it.
Highlight videos too, by the way.
Yeah, I remember he was trying to fight one of the goalies, but Cody Kromick jumped in and fought the goalie himself. So I saw that on the highlight video. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I was thinking more about Hudson when that one kid told us that he was going to run our goalie and no one could do anything about it.
Yeah.
Thaddeus and Derek just both pummeled him.
That's right.
He ran Matt.
And that was on a video clip too.
Yeah, that was a lot of great memories that first season. And Roe, you talk about Roe. He played our first game. I don't know if you guys remember, but we played our first game on the road against the Northern Lights. And I don't even think we even realized it at the time, but that was such a huge win. I think Brenneman got the game winner late in the game, and it was either 3-2 or 4-3 or something like that. And Roe stopped 50-some shots. And, just a couple months later, once we realized how good that team really was, I think we realized that we'd gone toe-to-toe with, probably the best team and one of the best teams in the country, and really took them down. So it was just, you couldn't ask for a better way to start the season.
No,
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I just I wanted to say thanks again to you guys for coming on tonight. It's been really fun for the last couple of weeks. We've been talking a lot with the first year players, of course, the connection with Coach Falzone. He has been sort of lining up all these people to talk to, and it's been really great. I can't thank you enough, Coach, for all the memories.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. This is fun. I haven't seen these guys' faces other than looking on Facebook. So it's been great. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And Rohde basically lives here, so he's been with me for a while now. But no, it's been exciting. And real quick wise, like Brian, both you guys, correct? You guys were both leaders on a team. Skill wise, attitude wise, overall, just perfect. Good players. Verbeke happened to be a kid that came in and he could slide in and out of people like it's Patrick Kane skating through people. You should drive me nuts because I'm like, okay, I love the way he plays. He scores me a lot of goals. Man, that kid doesn't get hit. Like no one wants to hit him. It was the way he moved. They would fly by. They would miss him, and he would piss everybody off. So it was great for us. Yeah. And Brian came out, and Brian would do whatever he had to do to be, to change the momentum of the game. And if that means fight, if that means get in there and throw some bodies or putting the puck on the net, he would be that guy to do that. Great leader. Rohde came in a little bit mid-season wise. That was more my fault. I wrote his email down wrong, but he kept pushing Stahoviak and everybody to help us out and get him there, and we got him. And he ended up being a great player and started making good plays for us. And as you learn later on, he plays injured and does whatever he wants to do. And, but great leader. And, of course, as you see, he's came down to Texas with me to help me coach and change some kids' attitudes out here and show them what
just me.
he is. And
I think he froze there.
he came in here. He brought some stuff in, like changing my players' attitudes out here. Texas is a small little world, and they don't really understand the outside of it. And we've been pushing them, teaching them the difference. And juniors is the big part we're starting to move and more involved with and get them with. And as you can see from the player over here, Anthony, which is my son, he knows me very well. He is a scramble goalie, but he grew up watching these guys. And heck, I even have the little jerseys behind me the kids wore during the skates with the guys, and they're identical to their jerseys. And as you can see, this is his first year of juniors. He had a couple offers last year that we turned down until I felt that he was more mature and ready to go. And as these gentlemen, all three can tell you that it's not the easiest world to jump into. It is a bit changing, but this is where you learn brotherhood and you learn the real meaning of hockey.
Oh, yeah.
And if you tell who really wants to be there, you're going to find out really fast, especially when there's guys behind you ready to take your spot. So it's a different reality, and I'm excited about what's coming and having the Ducks again makes it even more exciting. And with these three, it was a wonderful experience, and I loved it. And I'll never forget the Dells Ducks year there. I was there, and I've kept track of them through social media, and I talked to Brian a few times, bugging him. He even came out to watch some of my Dallas kids play and support them one game, and it's been exciting. So I'm thrilled about all this. I'm excited to see them. I hope we get to see them some more, and they're welcome at the Dells anytime they want to come help coach or jump on the ice and train these younger ones. The different worlds that we're in right now with junior hockey compared to what it was when we played it or when you guys played it. Just take some shots at Anthony and see if he can stop you yet. That kind of stuff. So
I think too that part of the thing that made it so great was, we were an expansion team, and usually there's really low expectations on an expansion team. And coach did a really amazing job, first of all, of just finding the right. It's not just a matter of finding all the best players and putting them on the ice. You have to have role players and stuff like that. And we've been at this for 9 years, and I know now that finding a guy like Adain Verbeke is just really hard. Like for Tier 3 junior hockey, it's really hard to find guys that can put the puck in the net and make the guys around them better. And then, a guy like Brian, who was he had that leadership and led by example, being so physical. It was just, we were really lucky that first season, I think, to have really a lot of the tools in place, especially at the very beginning. The end of the season might not have been that great, but we really blasted out of the gate that year. It's unprecedented, I thought.
No, I agree with you. And the group we put together, we flowed pretty well together right from the start, it was great. You had Pekka and Verbeke, who were opposite teams back in high school.
Yeah.
Austin and I were playing a line, and Pekka put up a lot of points too, and playing together and making movements, and and you mix the guys in from all over Illinois and Wisconsin and wherever else, Texas. We even had a kid from Texas back then too. So it's definitely been a smooth flow. I'm hoping that we get underestimated again upcoming year, and we make some impact again with the kids from Texas, the kids from Illinois, a lot of kids from Illinois, with the returners coming back, and the attitude everybody has about wanting to be better and grow. And we got the right coaches, we got the right, players that have been there already that come out and give their words and wisdom and stuff like that. And we got new players that are ready to earn a spot and take those wins home. So I'm excited about it and ready to get going on it.
Maybe a little bit of a quick poll here, just with the guys. The two jerseys behind Coach there right now, I think you can probably see them. Those are the jerseys you guys wore in that first season. What was your opinion on those ones? That's the first. We just had them for the first two seasons.
PG-13, boys. PG-13.
Go ahead, Brian.
All right. I love the jerseys. I thought they were a little bit different. Really liked them. I will say the one con is the socks were awful. We had awful socks, but the
for
jerseys
sure.
were good.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with that. And I saw the preview for the new jerseys they're going to be wearing this year, and I definitely wish that we had a chance to wear those at some point. Those things look awesome.
Yeah. Have you seen the New Jersey, Brian?
Yeah, I saw those. They're pretty sweet. If we could hook the alumni up for the alumni game with some of those.
Well, you're talking to the right guy right now. With I think Coach is looking after that.
We had to find something different to draw in more of the crowd and get a little bit more of an angry look and not be the same as Anaheim. I like the colors of Anaheim, so I kept that. But I wanted an angry duck. I wanted something that could, at the same time it looks cool, but it's okay. This duck's pissed
I
off.
love that duck.
Yeah, one of the things with those jerseys too, when I joined a little bit later in the summer than a lot of guys, and it was my time to pick a number, and someone on this call had already taken number 10, so I had to pick a different number than what I was used to. So that's another memory as well.
Well, you made
Forgot
that
about
number
that.
stand out. Anthony, what are your thoughts on the new jerseys or any version of the jersey? Which one do you like the best?
Which Anthony?
Me or Rohde? Oh, okay. I like the old jerseys. I liked a lot. I like the camo on them, but I feel like if I had to pick between those jerseys and the new jerseys, I'd go with the new ones, just because I enjoy the way they look. Like they look a lot more. They just look better, and they're more like an actual jersey. Like those ones were a lot lighter. These ones are going to be like heavier and more, in my opinion, comfortable to wear.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, well,
Now
we do got a good story. Rohde, could tell about your jersey. The one at tore in half.
So I had a jersey at the Owls for a breast cancer game, and mine got split right down the middle.
And then Rohde got with us, and the first thing he got was a tore and a half jersey too that we had sewn together. That was cut off a player. And at that time, he jumped in, and we had no choice but to give it to him. So the old jerseys weren't the strongest material. Let's put it that way.
And Anthony is one of the players that's actually had a look at what's going to be the third jersey. Nobody's seen it yet, but the players have. What's your opinion on that without giving up too much away, I guess?
I think the new ones or the third ones are gonna look really nice. I can't wait to wear those ones and have those ones. 'Cause I feel like it'll just look better. Like I feel like they'll look really clean when we're all wearing them.
What's the plan for that, Coach? Probably just showcases and stuff, or when you plan on using the third jersey?
Well, we'll go with more of the player style. I mean, even when coach at AAA with 3 jerseys, the players would come up and request, "Hey, coach, we want to wear the third jersey instead of the away jersey." And at the end of this video here, we'll actually have it posted so everybody can see it, even the 2 guys that haven't seen it yet. We've worked pretty hard on picking jerseys and making designs, and we're trying to get this third one to be the one. The players seem to love it. The new players, they're all excited about it. They're the only ones at all that have actually seen it, other than me and Coach Rohde here. But we're excited about it.
Yeah, I heard that the opinion was all pretty much in favor of it. So, all right. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. Like Coach said, stick around to the very end, and you'll see a shot of the New Jersey, the third jersey. I can't wait to see it myself. And once again, I want to thank in particular Adain Verbeke. So many great memories from that first season, and you've really set the bar for guys coming to the Ducks, as have you, Brian, just because of your physical play and leadership that you brought to the team. I want to thank you both, along with Rohde for just reminiscing on the first year. Anthony, welcome to the Ducks, and Coach, unless you have anything else, I think that does it.
No, that's about good. We did make a change in one of our camps for us. It came out to June 5th. Instead of going to Chicago, we are going back to Louisiana. Reason being is Chicago still coming down on their lockdowns a little bit later than some places. So June 5th is back in Louisiana, and then we are going to be back in Chicago doing a camp July 10th and the 24th, it looks like. So we're making those arrangements right now.
And if any locals are watching this, Coach Falzone will be in town finally, making his much anticipated visit to the Dallas community, I believe, on June 15th, or maybe
Correct.
it's the 16th.
We are flying in for the combine on the 13th and 14th with actually Anthony's in.
Okay.
And then we will be driving over to Dells on the 14th, and we'll be there until flying back to Texas on the 17th. So we
Awesome.
are, and just so you guys know, the camps aren't for the junior team. It's actually a hockey camp, skills camp that we run, us two here, and then we have a goalie coach, our goalie coach Brian, of course, will be running the goalie portion of it. And so far they've been doing amazing, and we're looking forward to keep doing those.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, and tune in again next week. Probably on Tuesday, we'll have this out and ready to see, and we'll have some more great guests next week too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.
Every day.